Welcome to a vinyl unboxing review of Tom Petty's Wildflowers and All the Rest. This is the 9 LP Super Deluxe Vinyl Edition. I don't normally do these anymore, but I figured that this was a special occasion, given the fact that I've been waiting for this release for such a long time. I previously purchased the Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers Volume 2 box set, which contains the original cut of Wildflowers, but this is the version that Tom Petty had originally intended. The story goes back in 1993, Tom Petty had put together this massive album. It was a double album. Basically, he was told by the Warner Brothers executives, it's too much content, cut it down. So he cut it down to 1 disc. It was going to be a 2-disc album on CD, cut it down to 1 disc. So that was the original album that everyone knows and loves. This is more or less what he had intended. Unfortunately, he passed in 2017, so he didn't get to see the release of this, but his friends and his family, his Heartbreakers bandmates such as Mike Campbell, they came together and they put together this massive, massive collection of music. This contains the original album, plus 15 tracks of solo home recordings, 14 live versions, plus 16 alternate versions, so-called Finding Wildflowers. Finding Wildflowers is exclusive to this version on vinyl. The other versions, the 7-disc, the 3-disc, they don't have it. Altogether, we have 70 tracks on 9 LPs, and I did the math, that's somewhere up around 4 hours, maybe more. Of course, I don't have a total runtime off the top of my head. I'll note this later in the notations of the video. So I figured, special occasion, go ahead and dust off the now spinning series and we'll go ahead and unbox this. Here's what it looks like on the front, of course, as you've been watching the entire time. This is what it looks like on the front. And here's the back. So it details the album as it was originally released. The Wildflowers album is on 2 LP, so that's disc 1 and 2. Then we have All the Rest, which has been slowly being released on Spotify, on YouTube, other platforms, some cuts from there. I've already heard a few of these, like Leave Virginia Alone. California was originally off of She's the One. Climb That Hill, also off She's the One. So we've heard some of these. There's also alternate versions or alternate cuts that's in the home recordings that we've already heard. The alternate version of You Don't Know How It Feels. We also have the alternate version of Wildflowers, a few other really awesome cuts on there. Then you have the Wildflowers Live that was recorded over the past 20 years. And then we have the alternate versions, Finding Wildflowers, as I described before, exclusive to this set. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the plastic off of this as carefully as possible, and we'll just get to it. Now I should mention that this set will run you about $250. Picked this up at Darkside Records in Poughkeepsie. I'd originally ordered the 7 LP. They were actually shorted the 7 LP, so they got me a 9 LP, so much appreciated on that. It is exclusive to indie retailers. You're not gonna find this in Barnes & Noble, don't even try to go look. You'll probably find this on eBay later for $400, $500, $1,000, whatever. Try to support your local record stores, local retailers, indie stores. Try not to go big box. Try not to go eBay. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what's inside. This reminds me of the old school record folders that you would have lacquered discs in. So this book is supposed to be 80 pages, I believe. So forward by Rick Rubin. Unusual production choice for a Tom Petty record, given the fact that Rick Rubin worked with the likes of Run DMC, Beastie Boys, and a number of metal acts. But He's an awesome producer, so Petty chose wisely. So I'm not going to flip through all of this. It'd be kind of tedious, but it is about 80 pages. This is definitely going to be something that you're going to want to sit down and read. It is a book. It's not just a picture book, it's a book. So as far as the records are concerned, my main concern is the fact that this is a Warner Brothers release. Now lately, the Warner Brothers cuts that I've been getting have been a little warped, and they've been a little bit rough around the edges. They're not unplayable, they don't sound bad. And as you can see, there is, you might be able to see it, there is a little bit of weird scuffing on the label. I just pulled it out. But the disc looks clean. I'm not seeing any rough edges or signs of warp that I've seen on other Warner cuts. So maybe with this one they got with the program. We'll see in a little bit. So let's go ahead and give this a whirl, shall we? As you can see, there's like minimal wobble. I literally just bought this, so it's not the turntable, it's the record is a little bit slightly wobbly. Not enough to distort the sound. But like I said, this is something that Warner Brothers, almost every single record I've bought from Warner Brothers this year, brand new, has had. But it's not as bad as some of the other releases I've bought. Looks like they actually took some time and care and effort into doing this, so not really a complaint, just an observation. Just kind of watch it with the Warner Brothers stuff. You might end up with something that's a little bit wobbly. So you're not going to be able to hear anything really from this because of copyright laws, but it sounds fantastic. I urge you to pick it up, at least the 3-disc, which is the basic vinyl version, because the one from the box set that was released a few years ago, or the original release, is easily going for 300 bucks. So 40 bucks, you can get yourself the 3-disc. You don't have to get the $250 one like I got, but I just kind of needed it. Anyone else pick up this release? Anyone else excited to give this a listen? Let me know in the comments below, and enjoy.